All right. Any changes or additions to the agenda? Seeing none. Entertain a motion to approve the meeting notes.
All motion.
Carrie Reese first.
I'll second.
Luke second. Awesome. Thank you. Open forum, limited to 3 minutes. Do we have anybody here to speak or online for open forum?
No.
Okay. Fantastic. Council update. Oh.
Yes, you did the consent. Are we good to go?
Moving on to the council update, Councilman Slonik, do you have an update for us?
A little bit. First off, it says Tuesday, August 5th on it.
I didn't put it together.
Just a minor deal. Let's see, we met the other day with MSA in reference to some of their preliminary designs on the Stevens Park. They did a survey with the public, with the residents. The top 5 concerns of residents were restrooms, water play, some sort of a pavilion over the entertainment area, native landscaping and trails, and some sort of playground equipment. Of the 3 designs, I don't know how many people did, but I certainly sent in my little map. They asked for what the Park Commission committee would like to see there also. Of the 3 designs that MSA came up with, they had 3 designs. Some addressed. One of the main points in all 3 designs was parking was very lacking in the designs. One design had a maximum of 70 stalls, and it was general consensus that was nowhere near what would be required out of that park. Someday we'll get events that'll hold 300 to 500 people, and 70 stalls just wouldn't cover that. One of the designs didn't address the restrooms, which was the number 1 criteria, and one of the designs did not address the water play. So we'll see what that happens. We're trying to get something done for the August 12th, was it?
I think it's somewhere.
I think that's about.
Yeah, I'll have to double check with them.
Something like that to before the council meeting, I guess.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it moving along. So I can't remember if it's August the 12th. I know that we wanted to get something for the car show, didn't we? On this weekend.
They're trying to use yeah, that's what it was. They're trying to use the amount of people for the car show, and then maybe ask some questions at the car show. So,
yeah,
sure.
That's really all I've got.
Okay. Marty, do you have anything?
No, I have a lot of things, but nothing ready to talk about. But park improvements are progressing at Area 21. Obviously, we've had some rain delays with that project, but we're still moving along with that. The irrigation project moving along pretty quickly. We've been delayed with trying to get electric to some of the areas. The only one without electricity at the moment is River Hills, and they're meant to be there on the 10th of August, I believe, to put that in. So then all the irrigation stuff will be complete for those parks, and we'll get them fired up and see where we're going with that.
Awesome.
I think that's about all I have ready to go.
Okay. All right. Regular meeting items, we did the oath of office. Next item, Jon Knutson Presentation. Please come on up.
Sounds like I'm giving a presentation. I didn't
Yeah. I was going to say, I bet you didn't prepare anything, did you?
All right, fine. We'll get serious. As your service to the Parks Commission, I want to give you a couple little gifts.
All right, awesome.
Nice water mug, city logo.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your service.
Appreciate that.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commission.
Thank you, John,
Thanks, John.
for
Thank
all
you.
that you did.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, it was a lot of fun, and once these guys are a little more independent, I'll probably be back for more, but right now,
Okay.
reprioritizing my time, so.
I have one question for you, John.
Absolutely.
The trees thing that we're working on.
Yeah.
Where is that at? Are you going to still keep pursuing
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
or-
Yeah, I think all of the main requisites are done. So probably like some sort of formal application. I'll look into that. One thing that needs to happen is a yearly celebration of some sort, which I think can be as simple as like something basic or like a party in the park with a band. You know,
Mhm.
different cities do different levels of them. But yeah, definitely
Okay.
something that's not off of my mind, and I thank you for bringing that up because it was something I meant to mention. But
Yeah, if you
I haven't
need
lost
anything.
sight of it, and I've still got your emails.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you need anything from me, you've got my email
Yep,
address.
absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you all.
Yeah, make sure you let us know how to help with that.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to it. All right, buddy. You come back over here. Thank you all.
Thanks,
Thanks,
John.
Thank
John.
you.
Appreciate it. All right, item D, West Mississippi Regional Trail Alignment Discussion.
Okay. So, we brought this to the Park Commission. We wanted to get some direction from the city perspective rather than just from Three Rivers Park District perspective. So we brought some maps together showing where the property is owned by Three Rivers Park District, where there are steep slopes, where there are minimal slopes, to try and figure out an alignment down there. None of this material has been given to us by Three Rivers Park District. This is just totally something that we want to get an alignment that makes sense to us, that then we can take to the council and get their input, and then eventually I want to get it back to Three Rivers Park District.
Freudian slip.
You can
So-
call them what you want.
And so we can have their input and have a meaningful dialogue, with what the city wants as opposed to what they want, just what they want. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can come up with here. There are maps on the table there, and I think that what we need to do is go down there, have one person draw on the map, and just have our discussion over the table to see what we think is the likely preferred alignment there. I have Jason here from engineering if we have some technical questions, and John can also chime in with this as well. So it's a hands-on group effort.
Sweet.
Marty, is this the same thing we seen a couple months ago?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. This is just something that we pulled together, and it hasn't got any alignments on there or anything currently.
Blank slate. It's a blank slate, there's no trail
Oh,
on it,
okay.
it's just existing conditions.
Oh. So this isn't Three Rivers map?
Okay. Same core,
They have
but,
one, they have one.
yeah.
So it's going to outline the properties that Three Rivers already owns.
So I stopped sharing on here.
Sure.
So these are the ones that they already own, and these are the ones that
Good in, we have
well,
good in.
right, but these are the homes.
Yeah.
Individuals.
And the idea is, where it makes sense to have a trail, where there's no big bluffs there that cause a problem. There may be some areas where there's a ravine that we need to put a bridge over, but I think we just need to look at it and come up with some idea of an alignment.
And pay attention to the red, which is the 25 or more slope.
Yeah.
And if we think at the end of this that the trail should be on the other side of the road, since there's all the park field and it's free, are we okay to write that on there too? Not forcing you guys in there, throwing options.
I wasn't expecting that, David, but
You've known me how long?
I know. What would you say, John?
I missed the first part, what?
So if
It's
we,
not free, though.
if we're looking at.
No, they'd have to buy that.
Right, you'd have to buy
Say
it.
dedicated with.
Right,
Right.
right.
So if we're looking at this and we're discussing, kind of looking at the slopes and the other houses, and we decide, really, after all, the trail really does belong on this side of the road versus the river side of the road. I'm just asking if we agree, that's okay, that we can break that down.
Yeah, I mean, it's the park commission's recommendation.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing to think about is how do you have, I mean, if it's the whole corridor, it's one thing, but if you go either side, how do you
Undone on
cross?
here.
Where's the safe place to cross?
And then on here.
Yeah, that would be my
I had
concern,
these
being that
two
there's how many
audio
roadways
off,
and
but I had
also
them- I
we
had
can have
them
to park
on
as
that
easy.
one too, so.
Very true. You do have a plan to come across though, for a longer trail this way.
So there's maybe an underpass coming in this area.
All right.
That's going to be where the trailhead is, where there's what the West Mississippi Regional Trail and then the Diamond Lake Regional Trail will meet up here, somewhere in this area. And that's where, you know, we're trying to put the water trail canoe kayak launch in there as well.
You said you watched some of the other videos, you don't watch the Three Rivers presentation?
I did not watch that one. So I didn't know how much homework I was supposed to do before the meeting, so now I know I probably should go back and look at that one.
Just let me know where you think that I did.
Yeah, there's some here.
The only thing as a person going on the trails, seeing the river would be more appealing than a cornfield. So I do agree with the slope and all that, making sure that we're not having to go up a huge hill and then back down.
Scott, I don't know if I can ask you this, but has the council made a decision to allow, you purchased a lot, or do a full Stinker River? Or is
I
there
think
still-
right now that would be put on hold right now.
Okay.
I believe that would be put on hold.
And part of that decision was based on going through this exercise.
Sure.
I mean, the park's intention is to get it all, but that is never gonna happen. So, in my eyes, why even look at that option?
Didn't they show us one where it showed how they would go in and then come back out? This one might be too small, but
Yeah. Oh, they kind of hug the road on some of them because of the slope, but ideally they would weave the river if they won't go.
I guess when I don't know how much this really is, would you really go in? I don't know the scale.
Everything is safety if you're along the road and you've got cars going 55 miles an hour.
Well, you should be fine, because normally the ones that are along the road are 2-lane, aren't they? The path,
The path, Three River standard is 10 feet wide
10 feet wide.
For the trail. Yeah.
for the paved part of the trail, yep.
Is all of that a 30-foot right away?
I think
Most
they've done
of it.
20 or 25. They did it through, the one through River Hills is Three Rivers. So they acquired easement over the entire stretch, north to south. Some of it's through a lot, some of it they have a limited use permitted right away, but I think it's 20.
Yeah, but for the road easement from the center of the road,
Oh.
30 feet.
33
It's
is
33.
probably what's
Most
existing
of it.
on most of it.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
where
not-
we've had opportunities more as a player.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like a 60-foot easement anywhere, I would think.
Is that the line here then?
The eventual, I think it's like 100, is it 120 foot, 110 or 120 foot total, so about 55%. It'd be whatever is on River Hills, so whatever is along here. So that's
Okay.
probably an addition, I'm gonna just guess, it's probably another 22 feet, so it's probably like a 55.5.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right measurement, but something similar to that. Ideally, they'd have that on both sides to give them room if they were to widen the road in the future. They have said that this road will stay a two-lane forever. So as long as any of us can see, at least. But They don't have any plans for expansion as of now.
I'm guessing if we were to put a trail right next to the roadway, there would be the safety barriers and things of that nature?
Not necessarily, depends on how they design it. But, potentially, they could use a curb, because you can be closer
Yep.
within a curb. Otherwise, there's different measurements they take based on speed and visibility and slopes. So it would vary some distance on the road. That safety is absolutely a consideration of it, but
Yep.
not necessarily physical barriers.
Some of the houses are so close down there.
Right. But the trail right in front, taken away.
So one of the discussion points, when you get on the east side, I mean, there's clear options of being along the river or along the road. When you get into more in the middle, whether it's along the river or the road, you're going right, you're in front of houses or right behind houses. And there's just not a lot of space to work with.
Other note, in case it's not clear, so the red is just steep slopes, basically. So we just did that, I guess, just to back up. The way we tried to lay it out is if there's no color shading, you know, they're gentler slopes and a little bit easier, if you will, to construct a trail. And yellow is when it starts to get steeper, where you probably need small retaining walls or grading to accommodate. The red is going to be very difficult to get through. There will definitely be retaining walls, possibly pedestrian bridges, culverts, those types of things. Just to note, this red is essentially the bluff that lies around the river. So I just wanted to point it out through here. Navigating this bluff is going to be very difficult, potentially completely impractical. So I would say it's probably reasonable to assume that if there's any variation from the road through this stretch, it would have to stay south of
Floodplain as well.
the dashed is the floodplain delineation. You can build it in this floodplain, it comes with some effort, but it's typically not desired, just because who knows when it's gonna be underwater and not able to be used.
Yeah, I came from Sioux Falls and they had a bike trail right next to the river that flooded every year, and
Sure.
people were always upset that they couldn't use it, so.
Yeah.
And then there's more maintenance costs
It's
and,
usually a beautiful spot to put it. But
Yes.
Yeah, depending on how frequent the flooding is, and I'll be honest, so this is the 100-year floodplain, so that's theoretically, at least it happens once every 100 years, which is usually about every 4. But one thing I don't know on here is like, where's the 10-year? In other words, is the 10-year right next to this? So if it floods, it might flood out every 10-year, so.
Even a good ice jam could push it back.
So if we need to stay on this side of the red, then the reality is you're really never getting a trail close to the river. Are you ever going to have visibility of it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, certainly, I think it's, I haven't been in a lot of the backyards, so here I have a long portions of it. There is good visibility from up on the bluff. I mean, in some areas it sits up quite high, depending on the tree cover, but very often it's actually big enough that you can see right over the trees and into the water area.
I was going to say the same thing.
So your thunder.
Just complete side note, if any of you use Google Maps, which is simple, if you go into Google Street View, there's actually a street view from the river looking back. I don't know if any of you have seen that or played with it, but it gives you a different perspective along there, which is sometimes helpful for exercise like this. What does it look like from the river? Because you can't see it from the road.
So what will happen to homes like this? Is this the line? Is this showing the line where it would have to?
That's the easement for the cities.
Right.
Probably the right of way. I'll even say assume right of way. True right of way might not exist along a lot of these, but they just assume it to be a 33-foot half right of way.
So then when they do the trail, will they help fix like these driveways and stuff for the homeowners, or the homeowners then stuck having
No,
to do
that would all be part of the road project. Another thing I'll note on here, if you're aware of the study that's being done currently on all of River Road, there's been some open houses at the Mississippi crossings. So they're, I'm gonna probably get my sections wrong, all of River Road, or no, that's only the line.
Yeah. It's,
Or Vicksburg.
It's up to
Oh, so I guess it's only
Vicksburg,
this part.
yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was farther over.
No.
So I guess it's a pretty short section, but everything from here east is to be reconstructed. This segment, I'm pretty sure, is 2029. Does that sound right?
Yep, that's what it
Okay. Down to North Diamond Lake Road, and then beyond there, I think will be a year or two following that. But to your point, when this is reconstructed, that's when the trail most likely would be constructed as part of that and put within the right of way. And then your other question about driveway damage and fixing, that is all taken care of with the project to accommodate it. The portion there, I am not aware of any timeline being identified for road improvements along that segment. I don't. It's not on their 10-year plan, so I'd say it's at least that far out. So I don't know if the trail would wait until that time or they would try to pursue something sooner.
And so the developing of Godine, is it gonna happen at the same time that they do the trail, whenever
I don't
that
know.
is?
That's, you mean the trail heading here?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have a timeline on that. It depends when they can get their two trails here, and their trails can take up to 50 years to build. So there is, I know that they've applied for funding to do some partial development work in here, specifically to accommodate the water trail in this, and there'll probably be some parking and stuff like that, but fully developing that out, I don't have a timeline for Three Rivers on that yet.
of course.
Of course, one of the options that we haven't talked about is some of these areas where they're really close to the houses here. It might be an option for Three Rivers to purchase that if there's a willing seller there. But I don't know how that affects where we put this trail here.
Got it.
So you just want us to start telling you our opinions?
Yep.
Then I think it's kind of what they've already shown us multiple times. You just go, I think it would be better on this side than worrying about
All the crossovers.
all the crossovers. Because I know we have an underground at Elsie, and then you're gonna have an underground there, but if we don't know when that's gonna get developed, that could be 50 years.
Or more.
It could be.
So we can't, that's why I was asking when you thought that would happen, because if we think that's relatively soon, then I would say let's discuss the other side, so that we don't mess with all those homes. But if we have no clue when another crossing is going to be, then my opinion would be to stay on the side that they've been discussing on Dayton River, and then every chance we can,
Utilize as much of the park.
utilize as much inside as we can.
I agree.
Well, the tree farm is right out.
Trace it out.
I don't
Right
know
out.
what your opinion is,
Wasn't
though.
the same
What? What's
The tree
this?
farm.
with the hash.
No, that's, Dahlheimer's.
That used to be Randy's, he sold it to the park.
Yeah.
I thought they bought a piece from Laurel also.
I thought they didn't they buy one off Roxy or something?
I thought so.
I'm
I
sure
don't
they
remember
did.
it being that big, but that's why it was.
Off of the tree farm? I think they did. In my mind, the only way you could speed this section up here is if you could go to the park and say, hey, Dayton will partner with you on it. If you could dangle a big enough carrot in front of them and say 60-40 or whatever that number is, maybe they would consider
To build it faster.
to build it faster.
They'd want to acquire more properties. I mean, that's their goal.
Yeah, but
And that hinges on whether,
if they wait for that, it'll never get built.
right, essentially.
And realistically, if we, let's say we go along this road here, and they eventually buy these two properties, nothing says that they can't move that trail eventually back here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or have like an offshoot that is a little bit faster, or,
I'm gonna speculate, I probably shouldn't do this, but I suspect that when they get the funding and the opportunity to build this, they'll just build it to whatever they own.
Whatever
They have control. And exactly as you're saying.
Knowing that they can just do stuff
Right.
later.
I think they'll keep chasing the land, but to your point, they would probably hug the road tight here, and then if they have the opportunity to continue to buy later, they would just re-enter later. So my guess is it's just more so when's the convenient time for construction of the trail. And that part's easy because the road's getting done, this part's not easy, so might be them, might be the city taking the initiative to go through the coordinate easements, I'm not sure.
Then why don't we just follow the slope, right? If this is pie in the sky thinking, we could just follow that slope all the way through them houses.
but is that gonna be a,
Well,
like,
then
you
you're-
run on the edge of the slope then, you're thinking?
A little ways off the slope. I mean, if that's what we're really talking about, if this is gonna be Three Rivers Bike Trail, and their goal is to purchase all the houses, whether we agree or not agree.
I don't think, but they never will, so we don't want to plan it.
Plus then you're going after more right away too,
Mhm.
which that's gonna jack costs.
For sure.
So unless they own it, I think we need to plan on the cheapest option for us to actually get this done, which would then be closest to the roadway. Am I not?
Follow that line then?
Generally, I would say yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you would control most of the land. There's probably, I mean, you can see some
Except
red
for
in here.
something like this,
You've
where
probably
it's so
driven it,
big,
there's some
you could
steep
go up.
drop-offs.
Yeah.
There's certainly challenges
Sure,
along the
sure.
road too,
Yeah.
but probably still those challenges are easier to
Yeah,
overcome than
picnic
it is to
area.
re-meander and purchase right away through somebody's backyard as well, so.
And then nothing here for slopage, that would be more flat?
And so you could definitely go in there.
And there's a little bit generic high-level info, but yeah, I would say it's reasonable that could be accomplished through just standard grading, if you will, or easier measures.
I'm making an assumption there's probably going to be some exceptions where, you're running the trail along the road and you've got a house that's 30, 40, 50 feet away from the road and you're taking 20 feet for the trail. I think there's going to be some property owners that are going to say, like, I'm opposed to the trail, either don't build it or buy my house.
For sure.
I think there was one guy that was fair, the closest guy on there, he was here, and he was in favor of taking what right away we had and getting the trail built.
It's an out there
It
property
was
value.
right behind his house, you're right.
I think it was in front.
Yeah, that's great.
That might be it, that might be the one. And his point was, I'd rather have it now,
So that I
so that
can
my
use
kids
it.
can use it.
Yeah, because he had young kids, so he wanted it so his kids could use it.
Okay, you do the
Here.
pencil. He's in, Luke's in, send him in.
Okay, so
We're
just,
starting right up here.
okay, we're starting out way over here.
But you stay along the road.
And then what is here of
That's
our,
LCC.
just that?
Our Premier Park.
We're all the way to the road.
Okay, we're right,
So
okay.
the trail
So we
that-
could go anywhere in here, but we don't care about that, we want to start here?
Yeah, that trail, that's their trail.
Oh, that's theirs right
Trail
there?
Right there.
Okay. They didn't have that on the legend.
You want the pencil first?
Yeah,
or you
Marty.
want
I know,
to-
that's why I was like.
He's the new guy. He can get away with it.
Luke did it.
That's why I was like, not the pen, I was going for the pencil.
Yeah.
Just right not
That's
to
great.
scale.
You're doing right. You're doing a great job.
I've never
Do you want to
drawn,
pencil in the dip berm inside that area?
which one?
Yeah, just in here, we don't want to go up inside of it.
Yep. And then same up here, up along.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly where, doesn't matter. Engineering would figure that out.
Yeah, we went through this. It was for sure a couple months.
Second?
I say we, the council's
Like
already
that?
seen this.
And then probably all the way up here to
Oh,
the,
but you didn't
Yeah.
get the color in the
Yeah,
line.
that's true.
No.
because
There
if
we go.
we could,
Tree root
Scenario
right
Yeah,
over
and
that,
then
yeah.
back down.
One with what they have
Perfect.
today, one with.
and then being that this is gonna be the paint, probably be better to go with the road here.
Wasn't it?
It was
I would
one
think so. Although if you're building
They-
a slope anyways, then it probably doesn't matter. I guess I don't know.
You'd have to have a bridge there if you don't do it.
Yeah, so right up against the road then,
Right
most
up
likely?
against the road, yeah.
Diagram in there.
They might put-
So do we know how wide this is? Is there room to even go into this one, or should it just stay against the road?
It's 1 inch is 100 for reference, so that's probably about 150 feet, I would guess.
They could've got a quarter to it.
Can we have like a stopping spot there? Like an overlook type thing? Am I thinking too,
No, you can think of a picnic area.
like
a
having
rest
like,
area,
yeah, like a rest area for the bikers that can come out, have
Water
us.
refill, Marty will make sure it's
Yeah.
full of water.
Yeah, he'll take out the pitcher of water every day. And then do we want to go anywhere on this little portion here?
No, just
Just keep
'cause
going.
That's their tree farm there.
Yep.
Yeah, I would just keep going on that one.
And then I'm going all the way up to here.
Yep.
There's nothing to this trail design and stuff. is there?
Right? We could put that zip line in right here.
We could do the zip line there.
Zip line right here.
Yeah.
Why not? Look dangerous.
One in Ramsey and just run between the two.
That was gonna be a question, is where does that Ramsey Bridge end on Highway 10 that everybody wants us connected? Where does that?
And then this
flow
like
through
as a stopping spot.
Yeah, I guess you would go up and
so
down. I
right
didn't
here?
put on that one, sorry. I did put ones on.
Yeah, it matches with
But we could also have,
So
like
that's why
going
they're
straight here,
doing the
can't we?
road Fixture.
So people who don't need to stop,
On 2029.
like out of the picnic area, they could keep going
Oh,
straight.
Well,
I don't think so.
yeah, the one thing is
Little
Three
Lucy
Rivers
Lou's coming
owns
down.
it, so it's up to them if they put in a
True.
picnic spot or not.
Yeah, they'll pick their spots.
They'll
Yeah.
pick their own spot.
Yep.
So we can't really
There's
do
no,
that.
to say that we can't suggest that.
Right,
That's
we can have fun.
I have the marker, I can do a lot of things.
So on this one, there's
I like them
homes
already,
in
Mark.
front and homes behind, is that
Decisive,
right?
let's get this done.
So we wouldn't do anything in here? I mean, I'm just curious.
What was the question, Karen?
Well, somewhere-
I reading
Somewhere
this
right in
right?
here, there's gonna be a tunnel, so you're gonna wanna catch that tunnel coming off of Lawndale probably.
And this road,
Right.
this road might realign over here in a bit old area.
Ideally, so this has got some bad sight lines, so we have looked at realigning
It does.
this leg over here and then this leg actually slightly that way to make us stagger.
Just throw a roundabout in.
Probably take a lot of right-of-way grading.
Perfect.
Just draw it on the map.
Circle 8 roundabout.
I think we could get like a buy 5, get 1 free or something. Trying to get enough deal onto.
And then, continue on
I'm
down here.
just gonna- Well, that's what I was asking. I didn't draw anything here because if there's the underpass here, are they gonna continue the trail past that? Or is this their end point?
No, it will continue as my understanding.
Well, because the reality is we didn't have to come down because it's.
Right, the city,
People that
yeah,
have gone
the
right
city
into
owns
it.
this. We
This
didn't-
has got a lot
we
of
didn't have-
floodplain in here.
There'll be parking and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
you know,
the
There might-
floodplain does go up,
There might be a
so.
way to get across.
Can we do like a bridge here? And then take it along here?
Sure.
I mean, you might even be able to
Why not?
hold it back over this.
Yeah.
I mean, this might take like a box culvert or a bridge, but if you're probably navigating somewhere anyway.
Who gave me the red marker?
Don't carry, go over it with
Or you
black.
could do-
Well, if the culvert,
No,
or
you're
if the,
fine.
over, where's the pass gonna be? The underpass?
Speculate.
Oh,
It's all
speculate.
Yeah,
speculation.
speculate, and it's somewhere in this area between, it probably comes in good intervals.
Okay.
It's probably, yeah, it's usually done where there's the biggest grade difference
Yeah.
already.
So then, do we wanna go along the floodplain here?
Sure.
And then through?
Why not?
Yeah, that would make sense, and then pull it up here, that's probably where the underpass would end up.
Yeah.
Just because that's where the ravine kind of fits
Oh,
up.
once again, not to scale. And then back up over
Yeah.
here?
I'd like to see this exact map at the car show on Friday.
Oh, you can bring it.
He's gonna represent us.
I don't have a name tag yet. Not that official.
Oh, they could probably get you one by Friday.
Yeah,
you
pretty
can
How do you
much.
feel,
that one.
how do you feel about that name, Marty?
Yeah.
All right,
There it is. Adjourn.
just like that. Build it, and they will come.
You should have took a little more time, because you probably could have got $200-300 an hour to do that.
So if I could, just
Yeah.
observation wise, the consensus is follow the roadway except where Three Rivers has land, and then let
Uh-huh.
Three Rivers put the trail where they want it.
Yep,
Okay.
And if they continue to buy land, obviously, we would.
then they can continue to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, because if I could buy these two properties, that makes a big chunk of the park, well, then you could easily make it more,
All the route.
yeah.
But this is what we prefer for where we are at today.
At where we're at
Where
today,
the Parks
because I
Commission
don't want
already
to force
approved.
any,
Sales.
like they can, yeah, I don't want to force any sales. I want it to be just, if they come, then that happens.
Yeah, I'd rather have it be a benefit for the residents, not a force on the residents.
Mhm.
Yep.
Agreed.
Okay. The next step, you guys get to go ahead.
Yeah, we've already, yeah.
If you
Look
need
at
me,
how
let me
wrong-
know. I can.
No, I'm pretty much
have
on
my
the same
partner.
token, but I'd try to get it built now.
Agreed.
I'd try to get the whole thing built in 2029.
There you go.
And if it was a 70-30 or something like that.
It's going to benefit
Probably won't be here by then, so,
but it would be a huge benefit for everyone that lives along there.
yeah.
Fantastic. All right, item E, Area 21 playground equipment.
Okay. Okay. So we discussed this a couple of meetings ago and decided on a playground supplier and colours and all that stuff. I took it to the council. The council wanted to look at an alternative supplier. They're called Pro Playgrounds. I'm struggling tonight. And they are significantly cheaper than what we have been quoted currently. I haven't used this company before, so I did some references and background checks on them to find out what their reputation is. They haven't currently built any playgrounds for a city in Minnesota. So they gave me 4 references. One was a church, one was an early learning center, one was for an apartment building in Minneapolis, and the third one I couldn't find any references of what that exact playground was. I left messages. One referee got back to me. They were very happy with the salespeople. They had some issues with getting the installation done. They kept getting dates that were changing all the time. And then when the crew came to do the install, they weren't very, they didn't have the right equipment to do it. And so she said the installation was somewhat sketchy. And she wasn't.
Her words.
Huh?
Her words.
Her words.
Oh, that's great.
So that's one consideration. I did ask the supplier about the timeline for installing, and at that time it was a 12 to 14 week lead time to get the playground equipment. I also asked about installation. He said they were booked up through October at that time, and so the installation probably wouldn't happen till spring. I haven't checked back in with him what the exact timeline is, but that was what was given me a couple of months ago. One consideration with the grant funding for this, we have to use the grant funding by May of 2026. So the playground has to be built and everything in there by May 2026. So that's a tight timeline if we're going to start in April next year, maybe, when the spring comes. The other consideration is with the grant, it's a $100,000 grant that's capped at $100,000. If we come in at $80,000, they're just going to keep the $20,000 and we'll be out of pocket with that. So my thing, I would like to get some guidance from you guys as to which way you would like to go with this. I haven't worked with this playground company before. The playground company that we did select before have done a number of playgrounds in the city, and I know their product very well. Their playgrounds stand up to what we want to use them for. We do have this particular playground is probably going to have, service about 1,000 residents in that area. When I asked the reference for the other playground people, I asked how many people they have there, and she said during the week they have 2 to 3 families there, and then at weekends, if it's a nice day on a Sunday after church, they'll have 10 to 20 families there. So it's not good. It's not seeing the same kind of use that a city playground would use. So those are the things that I'm concerned about. I would like to hear from you guys what your thoughts are.
I guess my first question is, the original playground company that we went with, did they give a time frame of when they could get it in?
They originally was set up for September. I talked to them last week, and they can still get it in this year.
Okay.
Why does the council want us to pick a second one?
It's not that they want to. I investigated this cheaper outfit.
Oh, okay.
However, I did not get any kind of report on installation or anything. So, I mean, that is a concern, and I'll admit that that's a big concern. I also did not know that they can't get it done until next spring, probably.
Right.
That's another concern. For me, it was just to look outside the box.
Sure.
And all I did is, when you look at the number, it's a big number.
True.
And mainly the reason I'm doing that is when it comes to Stevens Park, I mean, in my mind, we're talking a $250,000 to $300,000 playground.
Right.
And you can get, I mean, this is $40,000 difference just for the playground. You're going to get a lot more for less money looking at Stevens. So, but if they can't fit the bill, I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand that. So.
Well, thank you for.
And the grant money also does factor into that. I mean, if this playground was 9, I mean, the difference you're talking is
20.
you got a grant for 100.
Yeah.
So it's
So
only
you're
going
only out
to
of pocket, just 25,000.
25.
Right.
be, yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Sure. Well, thank you for looking at other vendors. No, that's appreciated.
One question I have, was there any other cities that this company has ever installed for outside of Minnesota?
I didn't ask that question because I was specifically asking for Minnesota because of the weather conditions and all that kind of stuff here. The playground that we put in Minnesota has different things to consider, compared with the playground in Texas.
Yeah. I didn't know if they had any references in Wisconsin or, any other surrounding states, but not that big of a deal.
No. I just asked for Minnesota, and I asked specifically for close to us so we could go and take a look at the playgrounds that were installed. But
very good.
My 2 cents would be to stick with Game Time. They've done a lot of work for us in the past, and if Marty still thinks they can get it done this year, we didn't get anything done last year, so anything to keep pushing this year is my opinion. I don't know how you guys speak freely.
I am new, so I do believe that same thing. I mean, I'd rather have somebody that's done good work for us to continue to do good work for us instead of, looking for being fiscal responsible is always great. However, we need to make sure that we can get it done on a timeline, and if they can get it done, and it costs a little bit more, and it's a good product, I'd say go for it.
I agree.
Okay.
I think you get what you pay for.
Agreed. Stick with game time.
And my concern is, I mean, if we end up losing the grant, well, then we're out 85,000
Right.
instead of
25.
25.
Okay. So that'd be the recommendation that I take to the council, that we stick with game time.
Do you need a motion?
That's not an is that an
No,
action item?
I don't
No.
think you do.
Okay.
No, I just need a recommendation. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Notice and announcements. Next park meeting Tuesday, September 2nd. Write that down. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
All motion.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Meeting adjourned.